How many teams have been undone by a single bad contract?
Matthew Stafford and the Rams have come to terms on a 4-year, $160 million extension, $135 million of that coming in guarantees.
Most all of these guys are getting overpaid for the amount of production that we're seeing. Let's take a look at the 10 worst contracts in the NFL right now. Number 10, Jamal Adams. Remaining contract, 3 years, $45 million. The Seahawks traded a 2021 first-round pick, Elijah Vera Tucker, a 2021 third-round pick, which the Jets used to move up and take Vera Tucker in the first round, a 2022 first-round pick, Offensive Rookie of the Year Garrett Wilson, and safety Bradley McDougald for Jamal Adams in a 2022 fourth-round pick, Kobe Bryant. Seattle not only overpaid to acquire Adams, but the team also overpaid to keep him. Adams' $18 million cap hit in 2023 accounts for over 8% of the team's total cap space this season. For a player that only played in one game last season before suffering a torn quad that sidelined him for the rest of the year, taking a bite into the cap worth nearly 1/10 of the total pie is no small loss. Keeping Adams is the only choice, however. Though he may not be as productive as his time in New York and he may not be ready for the start of next season, cutting Adams would create a dead cap space penalty of $23,890,000. Number 9, Shy Tuttle. Remaining contract, 3 years, $19.5 million. When the Carolina Panthers offered defensive tackle Shy Tuttle a 3-year, $19.5 million deal at the start of the 2023 free agency, the move was as much about keeping Tuttle off of the New Orleans defensive line as it was putting him on theirs. Though he has shown flashes of potential through his 4 seasons with the Saints, Tuttle only recorded 2 sacks and 3 quarterback hits through the 2022 season after creating none in either category throughout the 2021 season. In those seasons, Tuttle started 29 games. Tuttle's 4-year stint in New Orleans did feature moments of greatness, including a forced and recovered fumble, 14 total pass deflections, and an interception his rookie year. So locking down a defensive tackle on a 3-year deal who has struggled to maintain a starting role on a struggling New Orleans defensive line might be a move that the Panthers come to regret. But who knows? Number 8, Ronnie Stanley. Remaining contract, 3 years, $47.5 million. Baltimore Ravens' longtime left tackle has a lengthy injury history that has limited his ability to stay on the field. The former 6th-round pick in 2016 has left the Ravens in a conundrum as the team has done their due diligence in sticking to their guy. Unfortunately for Baltimore, their guy has only played 18 games in the last 3 seasons, forcing the Ravens to lean on a revolving door of backup tackles. Cutting Stanley would sting just as badly as keeping him. If cut through the 2023 season, Stanley's contract would create a $35,754,750 dead cap penalty. Number 7, Christian Kirk. Remaining contract, 3 years, $65 million. Kirk was one of several wide receivers to catch a bag from the Jaguars front office during the 2022 offseason. After creating a career high in every statistical category, Kirk put together a 1,000-yard campaign in 2022 with Trevor Lawrence throwing him the ball. However, despite putting up career highs, Kirk only caught 62% of his targets and created situations that left Lawrence in tight spots. With teams watching more tape on the WR1's game, Lawrence is going to need more consistent receivers to keep the Jaguars in contention for the future. While yes, Kirk will still have a premier role on the offense in the slot, having Calvin Ridley out wide is gonna be a huge addition for the Jacksonville offense. Number 6, Chandler Jones. Remaining contract, 2 years, $34 million. Jones was a dominant force to be reckoned with in Arizona, but after creating 5 sacks week 1 of the 2021 season, Jones only created 4.5 sacks at the Raiders throughout the entire 2022 season. Age, defensive scheme, and injury have all contributed to the 33-year-old edge rusher's regression. Playing in one of the league's worst pass rushes is sure to regress his skill even further. Unfortunately for Jones, no hope is on the horizon for Las Vegas to turn their ship around defensively. The best he can hope for is to be traded or cut to a defense that boasts a stronger line, decreasing how much the team would actually have to lean on him. Number 5, Jonnu Smith. Remaining contract, 2 years, $15 million. Neither Hunter Henry nor Smith have been game-changing assets for the Patriots since the team overhauled its tight end room during the 2021 offseason. Smith received the worst of it, however, never finding a consistent spot on the Patriots offense, which resulted in him being dealt to the Falcons for a 2023 7th-round pick. which turned into Jova Gwynn. After signing a 4-year front-loaded contract with the Patriots, Smith only caught 1 touchdown after starting his career with a very promising outlook in Tennessee. Atlanta now holds Smith's contract and will look to pair him with former first-round pick Kyle Pitts. So, hopefully, this won't look so bad in the future, but who knows. Number 4, Michael Thomas. Remaining contract, 2 years, $24.5 million. Thomas put together one of the most dominant seasons in NFL history in 2019, accruing 149 catches on his way to an Offensive Player of the Year award and what many believe to be the peak of a generational talent's career. That peak was cut short, however, after a string of lingering foot and ankle injuries threatened to end the career of one of the league's most talented receivers. The worst part of Michael Thomas's 5-year, $100 million contract is in the rearview mirror for New Orleans, but the question remaining is the same question Saints fans have been asking themselves for years now. Can Michael Thomas stay healthy? After adding Offensive Rookie of the Year finalist Chris Olave and a plethora of hidden gem talents such as Rashid Shaheed, James Washington, and the team's 6th-round pick in 2023, A.T. Perry, New Orleans no longer has to rely on Thomas to be the player he was in 2019 and before. With the Saints no longer needing Thomas as a cornerstone of the offense, creating a cap hit of $25 million over the next 2 seasons seems like a heavy price to pay for a WR2. If not a WR3. Number 3, Matthew Stafford. Remaining contract, 4 years, $121.5 million. Stafford is 35 years old and just suffered the worst injury of his career after suffering a spinal contusion that threatened to end the former Super Bowl winning quarterback's career. His best years are more than likely behind him now, and while his career may see a resurgence in 2023, the Rams drafted an insurance policy in the former NCAA national champion quarterback Stetson Bennett. Los Angeles is finally feeling what is only the beginning of the brunt of their all-in move from a few years prior. Stafford's regression through age and health is only the beginning of that fall from grace. With the team owing him $121.5 million over the next 4 years, it's hard to envision a world where the Rams don't swallow their pill and cut the aging star. Number 2, DeSean Watson. Remaining contract, 4 years, $220 million. The Browns took a swing for the fences trading for DeSean Watson in the 2021 offseason. The front office got the guy they felt could lead their team to a championship. Flaws, lawsuits, and all. After not playing for almost 2 full seasons through sitting out and suspension, the race for Watson seemed like a 2-horse race between 2 NFC South teams. That is, until the Browns swooped in and made Watson an offer that he simply couldn't refuse. The result thus far has only resulted in 1,000 yards and nearly as many interceptions as touchdowns. Till he knocks off some of that rust and returns to form as the player that he once was, Watson will remain not just a bad deal for Cleveland, but an astronomically catastrophic deal for Cleveland. Number 1, Russell Wilson. Remaining contract, 6 years, $239 million. The Broncos made a win-now move by trading for Wilson, and it has been nothing short of an all-out disaster for the franchise. Not only did Wilson barely throw more touchdowns than he has bathrooms in his home last season, but the team reportedly had infighting that resented Wilson and his private team of trainers and staff. Under new head coach Sean Payton, Wilson should be subject to have a different sort of season. But if an offensive guru and future Hall of Fame head coach can't fix the 34-year-old, Wilson's $245 million deal with $165 million guaranteed just might go down as one of the worst contracts not only now, but in NFL history. But who do you think has the worst contract in the NFL right now? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.